Hello, fellow collectors. Welcome back to another TTM show. TTM stands for Through the Mail autographs. These are autographs I get through the mail from mostly sports players. If you're looking for addresses, I find my address. This is from sportscollectors.net, and I have 9 TTM. We're going all 9 again this week from former Major League Baseball players. This week we have TTM number 1. This was a 2 for 2 answered questions. 21 days, no fee, out of Tampa, Florida. St. Petersburg, Florida. We have Mr. Renie Martin. Renie Martin here in blue ink on the 1981 Topps for the set. And then the 1984 Topps. So with the Giants, this is Mr. Donald Renie Martin. He was born August 30th, 55, in Dover, Delaware. He played from 79 to 84. His most notable year was perhaps 1980, when, mostly as a starter for the Kansas City Royals, he went 10-10 and appeared in 3 games of the 1980 World Series. In the series, he pitched in relief with an ERA of 2.79. And he did answer a few questions. Ask him, what was your best go-to pitch? His go-to pitch was the curveball. Favorite memories playing for the Kansas City Royals World Series team, playing in front of my parents, Maryland. I think this is parents and hometown buddies. Grew up in Delaware. And any advice for young guys to get involved in other sports activities? Stay connected. Thank you so much, Mr. Martin. I do appreciate you taking your time to sign these cards, as I do all these players. They don't have to do this, and especially the ones that sign for free. They do it just for the love of it. Hopefully for the love of it. And we got 2TM. Number 2 coming in. 2 for 2. Answer questions, 11 days. No fee, out of... I'm not even sure where that's out of. I can't tell. It's one of those circle stamp ones. This is Mr. Marvel Wynne. Marvel Wynne here on the 1987 Topps for the set, and the 1989 Topps, both with his time with the San Diego Padres. Interesting thing about Mr. Wynne: on April 13th, 1987, as a member of the San Diego Padres, Wynne teamed up with Tony Gwynn and John Kruk to hit back-to-back home runs to start a game. The first time in Major League history that happened. He is also the father of professional soccer player Marvel Wynne Jr. And he did answer a few questions. Best pitch you hit a home run off of? The great Nolan Ryan. Best game you ever watched your son playing soccer? His first. Any advice for young players? Relax. Just relax. Have fun. Relax. Don't take it so seriously. You'll get it better. Imagine having Marvel Wynne as your dad, just relax, son. Just relax. You can play soccer. You can play baseball. Thank you, Mr. Wynne. Do appreciate it very much for you taking your time to sign these cards. Moving on to TTM number 3. This was 3 cards signed. Took 31 days. This was for a $10 fee at a West Palm Beach, Florida. We have coming in Mr. Bill Gullickson here on the 1981 Topps base card, and the 1981 Topps a record breaker, and for the set, and the 1987 Topps with a set with the Reds. Gullickson was an excellent pitcher who won in double figures for 4 major league teams. In 1980's rookie year, Gullickson learned in spring training that he was suffering from diabetes. That could have ended his career on the spot, but he learned to control the condition with regular injections and continued to perform at a top level. And on that season, on September 10th, he struck out 18 Chicago Cubs batters at a game, establishing a major league record that would stand until beaten by Kerry Wood in 1998. Thank you so much, Mr. Gullickson. I thought he really interesting story there with that, getting a diagnosis with diabetes and pitching great in his rookie season, and very, very nice. Thank you. TTM number 4, we had 2 cards and 2 cards signed, 16 days, no fee. Who knows where this is out of? No postmark. This is from Mr. Phil Bradley. Mr. Phil Bradley here on the 1987 Topps for the set, and on the 1989 Topps with the Phillies. Got a shout out to Hot Corner there. The Phillies' team there. Bradley had his best years with the Seattle Mariners from 1985 to 1987, hitting .302 with 52 home runs over 3 seasons, was an All-Star in 1985. And he played in the majors from the 80s to the early 90s. And he is currently a special assistant to the executive director of the MLB now. So thank you so much, Mr. Bradley. I do appreciate you taking your time. Sign these cards. TTM number 5. We had 3 cards sent, 3 cards signed, 39 days. No fee out of Birmingham, Alabama. We have coming in Mr. Albert Hall, signing on the back of this 1985 Topps, 1987 Topps traded, and 1989 Topps. He does that sometimes, I guess. First time I got back to him, but I've seen that before. Interesting one, he was the first player in Atlanta Braves history to hit for the cycle. It came on September 23rd, 1987, and a 4-3 win over the Houston Astros. The home run was the only one of 5 he hit in the majors, as he's better known for his speed than his power. He stole 67 bases and appeared 54 times as a pinch runner during his 9-year career. And he's from Birmingham, Alabama. Played with the Braves and the Pirates. As you see, he hit for the cycle in 1987, the first in Braves history. Shout out to my Braves fan, added card closet, etc. Thank you, Mr. Hall. Do appreciate you. Sign. I think they look back and good in the back of the cards. I never got those returns before. What do you think? TTM number 6. 3 cards sent, 3 cards signed, 12 days. No fee out of Phoenix, Arizona. We have coming in the TTM train, Mr. Eric Bell. Shout out to Autographs 2000 for your O's. Bell spent a lot of his career between the majors and the minors, though. He spent the 1987 season in the Baltimore Orioles starting rotation, going 10-3 with a 5.55 ERA in 33 appearances, 29 starts. He was born October 27th, 1963 in Modesto, California. He was a career 15-18. He played with the Orioles, the Cleveland Indians, and the Houston Astros. Mr. Eric Alvin Bell. Very nice here on the 87 Topps. I think that's the traded, I believe. When you saw, I had him on the Don Ross rated rookie and on a 92 Leaf as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Bell. They all look great. All look great in blue ink. Terrific. I love TTM. What about you? What are you liking so far? Let me know. What's your favorite? TTM number 7. 2 cards sent, 2 cards signed. 15 days, no fee. Answers in question out of Phoenix, Arizona. We have coming in next, Mr. Jim Umbarger, here on the 1976 Topps. And I asked him for inscription first major league win, 4/18/75 with the Rangers, and here in the 1979 Topps. Umbarger was part of the longest game in baseball history as a minor leaguer, a two-day 33-inning game between the AAA Pawtucket Red Sox and Rochester Red Wings in 1981. Jim was the 4th roster to Red Wings pitcher. The longest game, Jim pitched 10 innings, striking out 9, walking none, allowing 4 hits. He kept the game going. He was replaced by Stephen Grilly, who lost the game. And he played in the majors from 75 to 78. Thank you so much. He didn't answer for a question. I asked him about his first appearance, and I guess it started with a pickoff. Sorry, I don't remember if he picked him off, the player. What pitch did he... What's the most bizarre play he ever witness. He said, he corrected me, 2526, not C23BCSS. Said, do it right, Frank. Use the right baseball lingo. The most bizarre to me was picking off a runner at first, me throwing out at first baseman in the chest, and me getting charged with an error. So that was the most bizarre play that he ever was involved in. And thank you for answering that question. Very detailed. I love it when these players answer questions. It's something they do to take a little extra time. And like I said earlier about signing them, they don't have to do that. Hopefully they're doing it because they love to do this and love to interact with fans. I love to do this. It's all about getting these cards and interacting with the players and getting some questions answered, even players that I don't know a lot about. We got TTM number 8, 4-card sign. Took 190 days, no fee, at Hartford, Connecticut. Coming in next on the TTM train, we have Mr. Billy Jo Robidoux. Here on the 86 Topps traded, and on the 87 Flair. Also signed the 87 Topps for the set and the 88 score. Billy Jo Robidoux was a good hitter with power, but didn't really pan out in the majors, but he was a beast in the minor leagues. He hit 342 with 23 home runs and 515 15 bats in 1985 with the El Paso Diablos of the Texas League. Won Play of the Year in 86. He hit 325 with 10 homers, 114 at-bats. And he played in the majors from 85 to 90 with the Brewers, White Sox, and Red Sox from Ware, Massachusetts, a local guy. Thank you very much, Mr. Robidoux. I remember when he was coming up, he was a highly touted prospect. And I remember he came to the Red Sox in 90. I do remember that from the past. Thank you so much for signing all 4 of these cards. TTM number 9, finally. 4-card sent, 4-card sign. Answer the questions. 131 days, no fee at Phoenix, Arizona. We have coming in on the TTM Express, Mr. Brett Butler. Here on the 86 Topps, in the 87 Topps. Second time I sent to him. The first time I got it back. First time I didn't. I don't know what happened. And here on the 93 Upper Deck, shout out Patrick. And then the 91 score. We have Mr. Brett Morgan Butler. He was born on June 15th, 1957 in Los Angeles, California. He played from 1981 to 1997 with the Braves, Indians, Giants, Dodgers, Mets, and Dodgers again. He was a speedy outfielder. He was a premier leadoff hitter in the 80s and 90s. I always find these stories interesting. Butler was diagnosed with cancer in 1996. Received treatment, returned to playing field 4 months later. And he did answer a few questions. Best pitcher you hit it well off of John Candelaria. Any advice for young players? Always do your best. Have no regrets. And not long after his cancer diagnosis, he retired in 1997 and became a baseball coach. He managed numerous teams. He was the manager of the Reno Aces minor league team from 2008 to 2013. Spent time as a third baseman coach for the Miami Marlins. Thank you so much for taking your time for both signing the cards and answering those questions. I appreciate it, Mr. Butler, very much. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Thank you, Mr. Wynne. Thank you, Mr. Gullickson. Thank you, Mr. Bradley. Thank you, Mr. Hall. Thank you, Mr. Bell. Thank you, Mr. Umbarger. Thank you, Mr. Robidoux. And thank you, Mr. Butler. And thank you, viewer. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Please smash that like button. And most importantly, comment. Let me know what you think. What did you like? What was your favorite TTM out of all these? I like them all. I can't pick a favorite today. But I will be back again for another TTM show. Thank you for joining me. Take care. God bless. Peace. You have a great week later.